Yeah, it was bad.
I had to turn it off.
I will say it. That was a really bad live action remake. To the point where me and live action remakes are not on the same level. They remade Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorites, and I will never see the new version because I have that much of a love for it that what it is the only thing in my mind is what it was, and that's it.
Yeah.
I did see Cruella, by the way, and haven't seen it.
Decent.
Fucking see it. It's life changer.
I don't think I'll have a choice in not seeing it.
Yeah,
you're watching it.
Well, are we? Is this the link that we can?
It's live now.
Share?
Yeah, it's up on Twitch.
We're up now.
Okay, cool.
That's so dumb, dude. I can't believe. Like, of all the things to change, why would it change my damn stream key? I'm not gonna rage out though.
Okay, we're good.
Not gonna rage out.
We're here. We're fine.
Yeah, I'm sharing.
See, one film I heard rumours of them remaking, and I was dead against it. Big Trouble in Little China. No, you can't touch that.
I think they're putting The Rock in it.
Oh, don't. As Jack Burton. It's all in the reflexes.
I think that'd be pretty funny. That might be kind of good. Not gonna front.
I think The Children of Man you should never be touched.
I don't think I've ever seen
that. Is a very good movie. I agree.
It was more the pun I was looking for, but okay.
Oh, Jesus. We've only just started. I've literally just got that.
All right, ready?
All right.
No, I'm still here. Give me a second.
That's why I use Restream.io. It posts all of our links to all of our social media as soon as we go live.
Yeah, but I'm posting it to my social media, not ours.
Precious.
Did you all see that my former congressman, Dana Rohrabacher, was caught in the January 6th insurrection? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't he the guy that Jesse and Brittany had on?
Yes. Oh, no. The guy running against him initially. Dana Rohrabacher has been my congressman for like longer than I was born, kind of thing. And he moved once he lost his congressional seat. He moved to like Vermont or Maine or Rhode Island, some shit like that. And he ended up being there's a picture of him taking a selfie with like one of the dudes at the January 6th rally. So jail time.
All right. But what we have to do now?
What do we have to do? Tell me what to do.
Sweet.
All right, and welcome to the TheBinPodcast once again. It's Things Day Children. We're glad to have you. I'm joined by Mikey, Wayne, Lord Wanker of Essex, and of course Brenna is back.
Woo!
We have renamed this podcast the Kitchen Podcast because obviously.
Mikey, get into it. We need it.
Hold on.
He's trying.
Background.
Yeah, he's just trying to find a green screen of a kitchen that you can put on there.
Give me 1 sec. I'll join you guys. Hold on here.
We could do it.
There you
go. And of course, you had to put like a Stenway in there.
Right.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
My kitchen's is better than your kitchen. What can I say?
All right. So during the last week, we've done some housekeeping. We've talked to each other. We've decided to be a little bit more proactive. So what you might have seen is that Brenna and Wayne and myself, we posted about what we want to talk about tonight. We've been good. And to all our patrons out there, we are very sorry. We have not done what we said we've had. We have not given what you said we were going to give you a tier spot. We are going to be better. We love you. We appreciate you being here. And Jesus Christ, do we enjoy doing this show? So,
No refunds.
Oh, and thank you, Tons of Mice, for posting it on Twitter that you got your sticker package. So if you guys did get your sticker packages, by all means, post it online so that we know you got it, and stick them somewhere fun so we can see where you stick them. Stick them up. Hashtag
and
stick them up.
And on that, I just have to say, like,
Brenna.
I was like, the picture that I posted of me. I'm like 15 on that picture, and that's fine. Well, it's at least 15 years old, but
don't spoil the broth. If they're a Patreon person, then they know what they got.
Yeah, but I just have to say, wait,
no.
What the fuck?
Nope. If you want to know what he's talking about, go ahead and join at any tier, and you're gonna get your sticker package as well, and then you'll know what the inside joke is.
You get prime Waymaker.
We got the best. We only give our patrons the best. So
I thought about doing it, but I was like,
the best, you must pay for the best.
It was fantastic. Well done, Mikey. I think that we're just gonna, because we're a bit delayed and we have a lot of stuff on our plates today. I'm not gonna even ask what you're drinking because I don't really care. So wait,
I'm drinking this. I'm drinking this. Can't you tell what it is?
A fucking table drink? I don't know.
It's our turn. Before we carry on, I want to say a big shout out to my landlady Lynn from the Gun, who sorted me out this bad boy tonight.
Beautiful.
So thank you, Lynn, coming in at the 11th hour to save my drinking part of the show. So
Thank you, neighbor Lynn.
Hey, Brenna.
No. Landlady Lynn. She's the landlady of the Gun Pub.
Brenna, what you drinking?
Yes. What am I drinking? I don't know. Well, it comes in this glass.
Oh, okay.
And it's from the kettle behind you, right?
That kettle is unopened, by the way. Not mine. Somebody else's. Well, I decided that I needed groceries because I'm house sitting, so I need groceries. I happen to be at Trader Joe's, and of course, Trader Joe's has back the $2 chuck. But because I'm classy.
Wait. What the hell is the $2 chuck?
Oh, it's $2 wine, bottle of wine.
What?
It's worth it. Yeah. Oh,
that'll go down well in Glasgow.
Oh,
I'm about to get shitty drunk. $2?
No, it is good. And if all of you who go to Trader Joe's,
I'll be right back.
It started being higher price, and then eventually about this time last year, they brought it back down to $2. But they also have their slightly nicer stuff for about $1, maybe $2 more.
Too much.
So I have their Shaw, because it's Charles Shaw, but Shaw, California Rosé.
Rosé, go ahead.
Because it's the middle of the day, and I can't drink red in the middle of the day. So I'm drinking
Philistine.
A little. Fuck you, I'm a lady.
Yes. Tons of Mice, clip that shit.
Yes.
Oh shit.
All right, onward.
What you drinking there, Jartan?
Just finished the beer. I'm gonna go get one more in a bit.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. We got no time to mess about. You know what we're drinking. Wayne, you're first up.
Yes, so I am first up. And the two subjects I want to kind of merge together are our government are they're suggesting that doubly vaccinated people will be allowed to travel to amber list countries and be able to come back without having to quarantine. At the minute, you have to quarantine for 10 days for visiting amber list countries and returning. Now, the problem that that throws up is the majority of people that are double vaccinated are the older generation, the more vulnerable. And this is kind of creating a sort of two-tiered holiday system for people over here, because a lot of the younger people are saying, well, hang on a minute, we've given up our lives to protect the vulnerable, and now they're being rewarded, and we have to stay at home because we're not allowed to go out because we've not the vaccine hasn't been rolled all the way out.
Oh, right. So it's not their turn yet.
Exactly. So it's now it's a second summer of COVID, and a lot of people are feeling a lot of resentment towards the older generation, because it's like, we gave up college and university so you can be all right, and now the summer's come around and we want to go on holiday and let off some steam, but we're not allowed because the government's saying we can't go there unless we isolate for 10 days and also have to take expensive lateral flow tests. And it's, for me, it's creating...
Expensive what? What did you say? What is that?
The tests that you have to take for COVID.
No, but what did you call it? Lateral flow?
Lateral flow tests. So you've got two different types of tests. I think, Jartan, I think you'd be probably better explaining the two tests because of your
extensive.
No, I've never heard of a lateral flow test, so I know the PCR.
Oh, right, you've got one that's like a swab,
right?
And the other one is a more invasive test,
up the nose.
One's like a what do you call it? Like a pregnancy test where you get it in 30 minutes, and the more expensive one is the one that has to be sent off to a lab.
You pee on the sticks?
No, it detects something within the saliva, but it's just the same ones Joe Rogan uses. Like, it's a 30-minute test, so you can quickly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So, all right, I got it. So the test 2 would be the PCR test. The more expensive one would be the PCR 2 test. That. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So one's a mouth swab and then one's a nose swab.
Yeah.
But the PCR is both.
Oh.
Yeah, but one gets off to a lab. One is just there's certain things that it reacts.
Do they use two different swabs? Because I'm not having you stick it way up my nose and then say, "All right, open your mouth."
Same one. Same one.
No. And now for the rectal segment.
Yeah.
No.
Mr. Famine, your suppository is ready.
I think you're going out of order, sir. You never go ass to mouth.
But yeah, so is this sort of phenomena going on in your respective countries? Because it does seem that they're creating a vaccine passport by stealth, if you will.
Illinois is kind of mostly open, but they're doing that weird thing where if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And a lot of places have opened up businesses and all that kind of stuff. So I guess it's kind of on that honor system. So I expect a spike here in at least, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to have another spike.
But isn't it more... Sorry.
No, I'll talk about this a little bit more. But yeah, California just opened up. And we're getting into the weekend. And we're definitely, especially like a Father's Day is coming up. So we're going to definitely see a spike because we're not even halfway vaccinated right now. And we do have, again, I'll talk a little bit more, but that also means our major tourist attractions are opening up too. So right now, I'm not seeing very much. Disneyland? Question mark?
The Great Tire Fire.
God, I hate you guys.
The burning North Californian plain.
I hate you guys, and
hey,
welcome back.
Hey, you know what? Fuck you and your nice weather. You're gonna get some shit sometime.
It's not. I can tell you for a fact.
What's the temperature? What is the temperature?
Right now, where I am in Irvine, California.
Yeah, it's about 85 with no humidity. That's what I'm guessing.
82.
Oh!
It feels like 84.
What's your humidity?
So that means drought. That means power outages. That means, guess what? Fires. So wait until fall and I'll be back to complaining about California fires. So anyway,
Yeah, I got
About this more with
63.
California, but yeah, we're looking at opening up things and travel, and I'm not optimistic because of course where I am, as you probably have heard from me and complaining constantly, is that we are kind of the center of the anti-masker movement in the United States. So
that was something.
Good luck, Godspeed, everybody.
That was something I wanted to touch on because obviously over here the anti-vax, anti-mask movement is not as prevalent as it is in America. So has that made an impact on the vaccine rollout? That people just saying out and out don't want it? And is it a state by state thing, or is there a federal kind of thing going on?
As Jartan's best friend Eric Clapton.
Didn't he come out with some nonsense this week?
Yeah, he's a huge anti-vaxxer, and that's Jartan's best friend. They used to be roommates back in 2003, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a rough day.
I think Jartan was the inspiration for Wonderful Tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. Jartan had such a beautiful gown on that Eric was taken to a whole new plane of existence.
He was just sitting there with his Strat, just going. As Jartan glided down the stairs.
I'm just like, it went that way instead of you, like, you know, claiming that I tossed his son out a window or something.
Have you guys ever seen the commercial where I think it was like promoting like the Google something or other, like some speaker, and the dudes like they were playing, it was like, she's wondering what clothes to wear, and the dude's like playing it from the other room for the speaker in the bathroom because his girl was taking forever to get ready. He looped it like 5 times. She's wondering what she's wondering what. I was like,
oh my God.
If that doesn't get a shoe thrown at you, I don't know what will. Oh, Jartan is Layla. Thank you, Tons of Mice.
Nah, yeah, probably. But yeah, no, in Sweden, the whole vaccination rollout has been, you know, like the whole COVID response, like a fucking debacle. In the region where I live, you have to be born in 1976 or before to get to even your first shot. They're tossing away hundreds of doses because people aren't showing up for their vaccinations. They don't have a waiting list where you can sign up. Like if you're able to show up at a vaccination center on short notice, if they have doses over, there is no way for me to sign up. I can't book a time. It's just horrible. Some parts of Sweden are doing better than others, but it's moving seriously slow. Sweden did open the country more after June 1st by allowing bars and restaurants to serve alcohol until 10 p.m., I think, which sort of didn't help at all because people just go out at 5 instead of waiting until 10 and staying out till 2. They go out at 5 and stay out to 7. So it just doesn't matter.
I mean, my gym is fully open and no one wears masks whatsoever. And the thing is, it's in that sort of environment where you are heavy breathing and exerting yourself. Surely those sort of arenas are places that are just petri dishes for any kind of infectious disease. They're fine. Pubs and restaurants are fine as long as you're sitting down, which again, you're still in the same airspace as these people.
I have a question for you, my lord.
You're welcome. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What does your leadership say about these procedures about opening, such as what are they saying about mask requirements? What are they saying about distance requirements? What do they say about sanitation?
They're all over the place. They're literally all over the place. The mixed messages that are coming through and the public fatigue means that I can go to my local shop and I can walk in there without a mask. No one's going to challenge me. They're like, whatever. Other people walking with masks, and again creating this this stigma between people. Like someone will see someone wearing a mask and be like, "Oh, what are you wearing a mask for?" Like, well, why aren't you wearing a mask? That kind of thing. Because the messaging that's come out from our government is famously so mixed and so non-committal. Because it's like Boris Johnson does not like delivering bad news to people. He wants to be popular. He wants to be everyone's friend, but at the same time, he's fucking up so much stuff. And that lack of leadership,
testicular fortitude,
yes,
or intestinal fortitude,
to have the balls to turn around and say, this is what we need to do. I mean, he didn't want to lock down in the first place,
right?
And again, the mixed messaging coming out of Number 10, it's a wonder anyone knows what to do. Because we got like this traffic light system with traveling to countries. Red countries you're not allowed to go to, amber countries you're not allowed to go to. But if you do, it's just basically like someone saying, don't look in there whilst holding the door open.
Right.
I know the door's open, but please don't look in there.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude. And green countries, I think there's only 2 green countries, and one of them is the Falkland Islands.
Oh, yeah, just fly.
I'm going to go right now.
Just fly 12,000 miles to the Falklands.
But how is it how is England or Britain looking from outside? Like what is being said in the US and European media about the UK at the moment? Because I'd be fascinated to hear. I
think honestly from the middle of the country, you're doing better than us, so we can't really say a lot of shit. Like I get that. Like I really feel for younger people during this whole COVID thing, because it is your youth and your innocence being stolen, and it's not anyone's fault, and they don't really have anyone to really be mad at. You know what I mean? Like, it happened, so now what?
Yeah.
So and then now you're saying like they have to wait now and miss their holiday because they're not up to their number hasn't been called up to the deli counter.
Yeah,
that kind of feels like an extra stick in the eye, and I get that, and I think their frustration is completely valid. However, I think they still need to wait. You still got to wait until you get that vaccine, though. Like, I get that it sucks, and you missed 2 summers because of this shit. Holy shit! I get that you missed 2 summers because of this shit. That's not your fault. But it happened.
But then you have to realize, like, the people in charge of the vaccine rollouts, of getting the advertisements to get vaccines, to actually collect vaccine data, they're not doing the public a service. And really, why are we allowing people that are in charge of, like in our case, states, such as like a Florida kind of idea? Why are we allowing them to do that? Like, we as Californians, we have a huge population. We have large populated centers. We look at somewhere like Florida and say, you're ridiculous. How do you let these people run your life like this? Because you think of freedom, or you don't like the vaccine, or there's a microchip. By the way, my microchip is working beautifully. Thank you.
I've never gotten better reception on my phone.
Mine too, and I paid a grand for it.
But once I updated my software. Perfect.
I'm actually connected to the internet right now.
Did you get my head? Did you guys upgrade to the USB port?
I got USB-C. I got the C.
Oh, you got the USB-C. Okay.
Yeah, because it's for my phone. It's like
you can charge your phone off your natural body energy and get all your texts right in your eyeballs. I kind of want this.
We're a little bit behind over here. I've just got a jack lead, so it goes straight in my head. Okay,
you know what? The next round will come to you guys.
I have an XLR and it's in my butt. Anyway, go ahead, Brenna.
I've got a SCART lead.
Anyway, basically what I'm breaking it down to is if you're looking at your leadership going, why am I not getting a vaccine, or why are we not opening up schools or big events? Well, you need to look at your leadership and what they are doing and why they are doing it. You're looking at somewhere where Florida is a huge population of older people, but they're also a huge population of young spring breakers, right? So they want that tourism, they want those dollars, but what they're doing is they're putting their older population at risk. And these are the things that you have to, as human beings, have to look at. And yes, I'm looking at the UK and going, oh my God, you guys are doing so much better than we are. But that's because I come from this horrible area in which we literally have from the beginning, from last year, before this time, last year, we had protests about wearing a fucking mask, wearing a piece of cloth over your face. We had Karens at shopping centers throwing down displays of masks.
Remember that.
In Targets because they don't want it. So we look at you guys going, all right, you care about your population, so that's why you have universal health care. You were doing those clapping and bells and everything for your healthcare workers, and we're the ones exactly. We're the ones going, like, we're seeing like those, we saw those pictures of healthcare workers, and they're like tired. They've been working shifts. They're in all this PPE, and
personal protection equipment.
By the way, for all you anti-maskers out there, or anti-vaxxers, anybody who looks at this, the healthcare workers were the first to get the vaccine. So if you're worried about like getting sick from them, well, fuck you, because if you're going to get sick from them, your healthcare providers are going to be the first ones to go. So this is why this kind of anti-vax thing does not make any sense, because you won't have anybody to take care of you if you believe that these things are going to get you worse. But it's
on that topic, you wanted to say something about reopening California and how that rollout was going to look.
Yes. So technically, June 15th, just flow. June 15th.
That was a good segue. Should I not say that out loud? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hang on. Sorry, Brenna.
Snaps in a clap? Is that what it is?
I can't snap. Round of
Brenna, I was literally going to say.
Clap? I feel like I'm back in like preschool. Like,
Brenna, I was literally just about to say that's enough about the perspective from our country. Let's talk about where you're from. And then Jartan waded in here with his size 2 feet.
Right.
Oh,
wow.
He's a ballerina by trade.
Beautiful. It's
at least I'm buoyant.
It's elegant. It's elegant. I'm sorry, all of you out there. It was an inside joke.
Which we'll share in the after show.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
Anyway, yes. So let's talk a little bit about the California reopening. It's a big deal. Again, we have high population centers, largest economy in the United States. So it's kind of good to see where we are, especially because also we're starting to look at the recall of our governor.
Are they still on that?
It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. Anyway, so technically June 15th, we officially reopened. Now it's not a complete widespread reopening. According to California health and safety and all these things that the governor and my wonderful representatives in the state legislature, both in our assembly and our state senate, thank you guys, you are wonderful. We're looking at reopening. It was Tuesday. This is the first weekend. Yes, we have Father's Day coming up, which means lots of dinners, brunches, golfing, bullshit like that. Anyway, one of the major changes was, of course, the mask thing. As we've been talking about going into places with or without masks. We now have the option of whether or not we're going to be wearing them. You're supposed to, if you got the vaccine, which, by the way, according to the data, not even 50% of Californians are fully vaccinated. It's not herd immunity.
Does it say what percentage got like the first dose versus the second dose? Because that's a thing here in Illinois for sure. Is people are getting the first shot and then saying, "Okay, I'm good,"
and then not getting the second one.
Tap it out.
By the way, I just want to let you know that I got text message from my health insurance that said I get $25 back per vaccine, so I get $50.
What? Sorry, what did you say? You said health insurance.
Oh, shut up! Shut up! We already clapped about your fucking NHS.
You know what? Credit where credit is due right now.
Yeah, they want to colonialize the world, but they don't want to share their NHS. You bastards, you cheeky fucks.
Look, I keep telling you, come back and conquer us again so that we can get national health insurance.
We've got better things to do now. We're bored of you. Go on.
You're not even in the European Union. You're gonna need us.
Exactly.
You do know that universal healthcare was an American idea, right?
Yeah, but we implemented it.
Look, Wayne, we're only going to ask so many more times. You're coming back, okay?
Yeah.
We were polite at first.
You fucked up. We've just done a trade deal with Australia that's going to decimate the agricultural sector of our country. So, yeah, we've done well.
All right, Brenna, it's time for us to deliver Britain some freedom. Because they don't want to do what we ask them to do. You know what?
You guys want guns? We got guns, okay?
It's freedom time.
That guns equals freedom in the United States. Apparently, I have no idea how that happened.
I'm sorry. Don't tread on me.
No, that's us.
That was my favorite song in the 80s.
Because of you. You're the reason we have that stupid "Don't tread on me."
Don't tread so close to me.
Anyway, if you want to talk a little bit about vaccines, in California, according to this data from the California health stuff, the partially vaccinated is about 10%. So
that puts you up to like 60.
Still, it's about 60. Still left. So we need those who only got one need to get their other, unless you got the Johnson & Johnson. That's only one shot. But if you got any of the other ones, you need both of them. Please get them up. We need to get herd immunity. Or else we're going to go back. Currently, right now, our governor has the right to shut us back down.
Right.
If numbers go up. And so if you don't want us to shut back down, we need more vaccinated people.
I also heard today that the state of California economy is growing to nearly the rate of China at the moment. And that's another reason why a lot of the right wingers and Republicans want rid of Gavin Newsom, because he's doing such a good job, and their ask of him to be recalled is kind of counterproductive to their whole rhetoric of growing the economy and getting people out spending.
There are statistics that say that it's going to take over $100 million to recall.
Wow. It's like
$130 million to go through a recall election.
So that means
because we know about it, we've done it before, and we've done it stupidly, and we ended up with Arnold Schwarzenegger as our governor.
So is that a thing where they're literally just going to hold the election again, just for the uninitiated? Like, so if if the people were to recall the governor, what does that mean? Like, what happens next?
So my first election that I ever voted in was a recall election. So what a recall does is you have two things that you need to do. The first one is whether or not you agree to the recall. So it's either yes on the recall of Gavin Newsom or no on the recall of Gavin Newsom. Then under that is who do you want to vote for as the governor if the recall goes through.
Okay.
So if it's yes on the recall of Gavin Newsom, then the next one is who's going to replace him. So we already know California is huge with celebrities. We saw that in the recall election before of Gray Davis, which went through, and that's how we ended up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger got in to finish off.
And he also got to the chopper.
Fucking A. From that point on when we got Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor,
come with me if you want to live.
Officially a change, like we unofficially changed the title to the Governator.
Your governorship has been erased.
So it's like so Arnold Schwarzenegger is was the Governator. Anyway, so and then he got reelected.
So you would call that a total recall?
With you don't understand what we had to go through.
Wow.
But yes. So the entirety of like Arnold Schwarzenegger's
I need your votes, your vaccines, and your motorcycle.
In his entire thing. But yeah, so a recall is yes or no on the recall, and then who do you want to replace? So that's why it's really expensive.
Was Danny DeVito his running mate?
No, that is his twin. No, erase that. I'm sorry.
We could do that. We could do that. Nope.
Oh God.
Oh,
we're sitting in there going through.
Hold on. This in from the chat. Governor Brenna Duncan.
There's way better people. I know a whole bunch of people that would be better governors, and I'm really excited.
I got a guy who might come on our show. He ran to replace Nancy Pelosi in the last election.
All right. So there you go. So California, we have a lot of leadership, and unfortunately, what's going to happen with this recall is we're not going to find a lot of leadership. We're going to find a lot of celebrities and wannabes who think that they can handle it, and
Trump's buying a place in Oceanside as we speak to get his residency up.
I kid you not, we're going to see a lot of people who you probably never really cared about running, or you never thought would even run in politics.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
I mean, we ended up with a lot of
Governor Ventura.
Oh yeah, he was the governor of Minnesota. That's right.
Yeah. But if I mean, because there is an entire country who also might be going to a recall election, but first we have to do.
Wait a second. Can I do my mid-roll before we end up going on?
That's why I said let's go to mid-roll first.
Let's do that. So eyes on me.
Eyes
always
on the Bren.
Come on, Mikey.
There's a lot of buttons to push at once. Fine. Here. Take it.
Just beautiful face. All right. Hey. Hi, everybody. Okay. As you know, this is our plea for your help. So if you're not in a financial position to help us, then the best thing for you to do is
get out of here
and share and comment and get your friends to like, share, comment, subscribe. We are on the YouTubes. We are on the Twitchies.
The Twitchies.
Find us on our page on Facebook and Insta. And also, I have to keep reminding myself to do this, but we do have an email. It's TheBinPodcast@gmail.com. Please If you have anything to say, we can go through our email. If you are in a financial situation in order to help us out,
Here we go.
there
Here
is
comes the hustle. Here comes the hustle.
beautiful place. It's lovely. It's clean. It's called patreon.com/TheBinPodcast. You can become a patron of ours.
I'm still shaking. My leg is shaking.
And we will give you a shout out, and you get special content that you cannot get on normal, like with the non-payers. So if you want our special content, if you want to meet with us when we get to that, we'll be able to get you in there.
Ooh, get you in there. Ooh,
So
you've been hanging out with Jenna too much.
I wish. Where's that girl?
Work.
I need her now. Now that we're all vaccinated, we're open.
Oh no! All right. We gotta find a fucking another host, because as soon as they meet each other, it's game on. We'll never see Brenna again.
Yeah.
It'll be the BJ specialist will be fucking live and popping.
We're gonna have.
This is what happens when the gatekeeper meets the keymaster.
But you will only get that content if you become a patron. So go on patreon.com/TheBinPodcast. Join us, and I'll give you a shout out.
You will do that.
All right, and so now let's transition.
I'm so starting a bin podcast OnlyFans just for a laugh.
I bet if we took pictures of our feet, someone would give us $1 for it. And that's $1.
Not a bad shot.
And that's $1 well earned.
There are weird people on the internet.
They're not weird. They're different.
Okay. Unique.
They are very unique. They like
Look,
feet.
I have a photography studio about 5
Whoa.
there. So
we've been wasting fucking time here. All right, the show's over, guys. See you guys next week.
We
gotta head over to the studio.
Wrong place.
Everybody, take your socks off now.
California.
Ever since they moved my soundstage to California,
Kristen could come.
No, Kristen is not allowed. No,
Kristen could come.
And Mikey can what?
Mikey's not allowed. She gives express permission.
Mikey can watch the door.
Mikey can watch the door. Look. Okay. All right.
Oh, is it my turn? Okay. Hold on.
Oh god. Yeah, Mikey, you're up.
All right.
No smooth transition. It's a crunching gear change.
All right.
Here comes Captain Slow.
Come on.
No, I thought. Oh, I am Captain Slow.
You're Captain Slow.
So we've decided that I'm Captain Slow. Jartan is the hamster, and of course Wayne is Jeremy Clarkson.
I thought I was Clarkson.
No, Wayne's Clarkson.
Meanwhile.
All right. Now, okay, fair enough. Let's do this diplomatically. Give me your best meanwhile. Can you meanwhile better than Wayne?
Nope.
All right. Well, the Waynes have it.
All right, but can you? Which one do you want?
Bring me the. I'm trying to get over to the private chat here. I'll let dealer's choice. No, give me Illinois. Give me the Illinois one, because I have to apologize to Brenna. I've made a lot of jokes about your state and its ability to be in flames.
To self-combust.
Apparently, it is not a mutually California exclusive thing. Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit!
Wow!
I love it.
So I thought this was kind of like that's kind of weird, but that's probably like a small thing. Well, this is a huge thing. So if you're at all familiar with Illinois or U.S. Geography,
Yeah.
at all with U.S. Geography. Sorry, audio
Did I just miss
listeners.
something?
No, this is great.
No, sorry, audio listeners. You're gonna have to just tune in next week or just go back and watch it.
This content.
There was a fucking gigantic fire at an Illinois chemical plant, and they've had to evacuate people due to the foam that they're using to contain the flames. It's gnarly. We're talking about like 50, 60 miles out. People are seeing the fucking mushroom cloud and billowing black smoke that is pouring out of this place. So as much as I tried to research on what the plant did, they're very tight-lipped about that kind of stuff. And they don't like to tell you what they're up to. But needless to say that this place went all the way up. And the people from, I think it was about 5 miles out, heard the explosions and felt the explosions.
Oh, jeez.
And Jartan, if you can go down a little bit, if you can mute that video right there.
Tons of mice clip that.
Yeah. See if you can mute it. Yeah, see if you can mute it. That's not a small, like, okay, let's call the fire department. There's something on fire. No, this was bad. This company that came in drove like 100-something miles to come help them out because they had it's a specialized kind of firefighter brigade. They have stations like 6 places in the U.S. and they specialize in these chemical incidents where water and let me just grab the hose and walk in and try and spray everything down. You really can't do that with chemical stuff because water may or may not put it out. It might just spread it. So,
Brenna, does this look like home?
Actually, a couple of years ago, we had a very similar, little smaller chemical fire, but we had methane gas or methane, as they say, somewhere
across the pond
away. Yeah.
You mean said correctly?
No, it's
methane. Yeah, that's a good one. Hold it right there.
Anyway, we had a very similar, yet smaller chemical fire that lasted for months because of what Mikey said about chemical fires are completely different than, say, a forest fire or a bushfire.
Or a home fire.
Right. Where you actually have to you have to do it very specifically. You can't just shut off the propellant.
Right.
The fuel, you have to choke it a very certain way, and it
Jesus,
requires
Brenna, clean it up, all right?
Yeah,
clean it up.
I work with you guys.
We've never said that to you in front of you.
Anyway, anyway, I do understand the chemical fire, and I want to say I'm incredibly sorry that anybody who's around there has to deal with this because it's not just it doesn't just go away.
I think it's a 1 mile to a 2 mile radius of this place. Everyone's been evacuated.
And there's always going to be medical issues after this.
Respiratory issues.
Very
Brenna, I need to get your expert opinion. What do you think of the drone pilot?
I was just about to say that. Like, critique my man's drone skills here.
I'm getting nauseous.
Anyway.
Wow.
Boo this man.
I'm sorry, I do cinematic stuff. Anyway, no.
Sorry.
Look at him. Got R2D2 fucking controlling this shit.
Very tricky. Anyway, any view is good.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was. I was like, oh, okay, there's a small fire over there. They reported the small fire, and then they reported an explosion of an entire fucking warehouse-sized building going up. And I haven't seen any reports of anybody injured or of anybody killed. And for that, I'm grateful. And that means that safety protocols were in place and people were able to get out into. Good over there? Clinkly clink. I think it's your bracelets on the fucking table.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? Who's rolling dice? Who's rolling a D20 right now? But
Shout out to Tim.
Tim. But I'm glad everybody got out because and I'm glad that it wasn't. Well, I guess it would really just depend on the chemicals that were being processed there. There's several of those places around the state, and they put them out in the middle of cornfields. Like that view you saw of like the cornfield with the big fucking black plume. That's my drive to work every day. It's nothing but cornfields around me, and because the population density is a little bit lower, that's why they put those places there, so that so if something does go wrong, it doesn't affect people as much as if it was in downtown Chicago.
Like what happened in Beirut?
The chemicals that they're using there. You don't know the chemicals. You don't know what else is being, especially if there's an explosion. Other things can be affected if they have refrigeration, if they have any type of other fuel, methane,
Yeah, Zlatan, I'm just going to say you brought up a good point because it's.
I'm just going to say one thing before you do that. If you want to learn more about what happens in an explosion, we actually did an entire episode of that with Dr. Hal.
That's what he was saying.
Actually, yeah, I started first. He interrupted me saying, like, I want to say this. And I was like, no,
boys,
that's mine. That's mine.
He's my friend anyway. I saw him first.
Yeah, he did
Jesus
see him.
Christ,
he did see him first.
I don't care. He almost burned my kitchen down.
No.
I don't know if he told you, hey, light a fucking fire pit in the middle of your kitchen. That was kind of on you. You have a backyard. You have a backyard. Could have did it in the backyard. You didn't have to do it in the house.
He was doing it for the acoustics, wasn't
he? Do you know where I live?
Yeah, on a soundstage in Orlando.
Exactly. It's not like you go out and light your fire. Yeah.
He would have never got it lit. It's so damp down there. It's just hard to get the kindling going. You know. So I haven't heard any reports that anyone's been injured or killed. Hopefully everybody got out safely. Hopefully they're able to clean this up. And the crew actually said in an interview, one of the spokespeople said that the reason that they showed up was because when things happen with the hurricanes and all the bullshit and the flooding that happened during like Katrina and all the other shit that's happened down, because they are Louisiana based. They said because everybody showed up for them, they felt a duty to show up for us. So there you go. We're still one country at the end of the day, and I'm glad that this company got out there and helped out. I think it's Rockton, Illinois. It's way out in Podunk. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
That sounds like a made-up place.
It's all CGI.
I don't know. I'm starting to go flat Earth now.
It's a 1/8 scale model.
It's like if you know anything about the Chicagoland area. Between Chicago and Milwaukee, there's about 100 miles. If you go 50 miles west of that middle point, that's where this city is. It's about 15 miles north of Rockford, which is another big city, which I hate that fucking place. It's really, there's not a lot going on out there. So again, we're lucky that it wasn't in someplace more densely populated, because there's several of those chemical treatment plants that are much closer to people, and that plume coming off of there is not fresh air. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. America's got that luxury of having that amount of space where you can have these places that are so isolated where you can do certain things. Like we've got a nuclear power plant. There's a nuclear power plant that's being recommissioned, like less than 20 miles away from me. So if that has a meltdown, I'm going all full Terminator 2 Judgment Day, holding on to the fence, just being incinerated.
That scared the shit out of me as a kid. That scene right there, I was like, oh!
That was horrific.
Oh!
Yeah, we definitely have the Midwest is definitely a very interesting spatial place.
Careful.
And it's okay. I said spatial. Which places like, I don't know, maybe Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Places like
Are
that.
you trying to crowbar in a segue there, Brenna?
I'm trying to segue.
That was last week, Brenna.
Yeah, wrong show. Wrong show. All right.
So
Where am
this.
I? Who are you
But
people?
She's drunk.
Yes. No. Here's the thing, though. We've saved the best for last because now I'm going to try to explain the parliamentary system of Sweden to these Philistines,
All right.
which is going to be
I'm
fun.
Right, if you're talking about Europe, I think I legally have to leave the room.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
If you
You
can
have- you have
spell,
to-
if you
you
can
have- you
spell
have to
Philistine,
done. Thanks, guys.
if you can spell Philistine, you can call me Philistine.
Yeah. I'm done. Thanks.
Got him.
It's PH Stein. All right, so let's get the fuck
That's the
I
tag.
can probably do it in more languages than you. So,
Yeah. So I used
here's
to
the
work
deal.
with Philistine. Lovely geezer.
Here's the thing. A weird thing has happened. Because of the way that our parliamentary system works, where we have a multi-party system. After the last election, there was no clear majority. We had the Swedish Democrats in the center with, I think they had about 12-15% of the votes. We had coalitions on the right and on the left, but none of them had a clear majority, which basically meant that whatever the Swedish Democrats, our far right party, said, if they said no to the right, and the left also did that, then that government would fall. If they said no to the left, and the right also said no, the government would fall because they had too many mandates in our parliament. So our government today consists of the Social Democrats and the Environmental Party, with the support of the Left Party. On the other side, you have the Liberals, the Moderates, the Christian Democrats, and the Centre Party. They make up the other alliance, as it's called. In the middle, you have the Swedish Democrats, which are created by fascists, and for some reason, their party leader found it prudent to go out a couple of weeks ago on Twitter and say, "We will never forget our roots." Well, good. Let's all just, acknowledge the fact like you're Nazis, fascists, and racist, and you've always been, and you always will be. Well, at least you're honest about that. Of course, that's not what he meant, but that's what he said. So what happened was that in January 2019, about 4 months after the election, they went into this January agreement, as it's called, where they agreed on certain points, which meant that the alliance, which is the Conservative parties to the right, agreed to support the Social Democrats and the Environmental Party for them to form a government with the support of the left. One of these things that especially the left said that was a deal breaker was that we will never let a sitting government give market rent to newly built, because there's a very the rent restrictions in Sweden are very strict. There is a union. If you rent an apartment, there's a union that you can join that helps you negotiate your rent and how much your rent goes up. So it basically is a rent cap put on newly built rental apartments.
Okay.
And so that if you build a new apartment, you can't put any rent on that. It has to be, adjusted to certain tiers according to where they are. And this is, the renters union, the Swedish tenants union, would sort of be your union for this, and they will be your central.
I have a question because I'm gonna have to interrupt you a bunch of times just so that I don't get lost in this. So, in that renters union, is that like the same as a trades union? Do you have to pay dues? Are you automatically a part of it? Like, how does that work?
I don't know. I haven't rented in 15 years. I don't know. I've never been in the car. I just know. I just know.
I buy all my homes cash.
I know that this exists. I don't know how it's financed or if you have to pay, but I'm guessing that you pay your dues somehow, because it's an organization with a lot of strength and a lot of pull in the rental market.
I'd imagine it would be financed through housing associations and things like that. Is that something that exists in Sweden?
Yeah. It's it is a housing association, but it's a countrywide one that negotiates rent increases by the year, so they don't. And there's also the people, the kind of a lobby organization to make sure that the rent just don't go sky high from one day to another, right?
And to jump in with Mikey, because obviously completely foreign country to me. I don't know, because our rent over here is completely uncapped. You can charge what you like. And I don't really know what goes on in Sweden now. Are the rent caps based on geography? Like if someone wants to rent in Stockholm, there's a cap between Stockholm and there would be in another town.
Oslo.
So
Oslo, yeah.
Oslo is in a different country, so
Norway.
The Swedish Tenant Union would not have anything to say about rents in Oslo. But here's the deal. So the Swedish Tenant Union is, say for example, a 2-bedroom apartment in Stockholm, fairly close to city center, would cost a lot more than one in Umeå, where I live, because
I think
there's like 8 people in Umeå, and 5 of them have been on the show.
Dude, because of the way that the Swedish system works, you only have to search for my name in Sweden, because I'm the only one, and you can find a picture of my house. It's not that fucking difficult. This is public fucking data.
You didn't have to tell them that, though.
Yeah, they're getting really good with that CGI
They could have figured it out. Make them do the work.
No, fucking hell. Just fucking do it. Go for it. I don't care.
Just plead the 5th, dude. We got the 5th over here.
Yes. But the deal is that yes, it's a lot different between the different cities, of course, but the increase of the rent is set by a certain percentage. You're not allowed. I don't remember how much it was last year. I think it was like 2.3% or something, that your landlord was allowed to raise your rent that year.
Okay.
I think it was about that, and it counts for inflation and how much his cost is, but it does not account for him making a lot more money. But of course, he makes money, but like not an insane amount more. And they also want this rent restriction to be that rent cap to be put on newly built apartments. That you don't build a new apartment and then you just go like, I want $1 million a month for this apartment, because then you start discriminating about people from different social groups and stuff like that, right? So because a lot of the buildings are subsidized and a lot of the new apartments are subsidized by the municipality and the state.
So can I just interject quickly? So what you're saying, this law only applies to existing dwellings, and that's where the disparity is coming in, because the new builds are exempt from that at the moment.
Yeah. So what the Czech government has asked is for somebody to look into what would happen if we took out a market-based rent on freshly built apartments, right?
Okay.
Freshly built apartment. So the market decides the value of what the rent on that apartment would be.
That's never a good idea.
And the left has said, if you do this, we can no longer support you, and we have no confidence, and we will raise a vote of no confidence against you, because we can no longer support this government if you say no to this thing that we agreed on in January 2019.
Can
Go
you
ahead, Brenna.
explain what a vote of no confidence really means in
So,
parliamentary?
I mean, I saw it in Star Wars, but
Right.
We
don't really have much of that.
It's basically what happens when you have a recall vote. It's
Recall, I was about to say same thing.
So it's basically the same thing, but it's a majority of Parliament say we have no confidence in this in this minister, the foreign minister or whatever, or in the entire government.
Can I again, sorry to jump in? Normally, with a vote of no confidence, there needs to be a threshold of over here MPs to be able to enact that vote of no confidence. Like, so say two people say, I want to bring a vote of no confidence. No, there's a threshold that you need to meet before that can be put to the rest of the MPs. I'm pretty sure that's the same, because you've got the parliamentary system, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing, but because we have blocks over here, it kind of works a bit different, but it's essentially the same thing. So when the left said we no longer have confidence in this, something really weird happened, because we know that the Swedish Democrats, the far right wingers, the fascists that we were talking about, we know that they don't have confidence in this social democratic and green government, right? We know this. Then the moderates and the Christian Democrats also said, hey, we also do not have confidence. And then the left came in and said, hi. So now we have the far right wingers voting together with the far leftists or progressives to have a sitting government removed. Now, here comes the really fucking weird part, because this vote is taking place on Monday, 10 a.m. But here's the weird part. There's going to be a vote of no confidence, but then they asked the party leader of the left party, do you want Ulf Kristersson, who is the running mate for the moderates, our conservative blue party, to be? And they said, no. And the only fucking other alternative is the guy that we have sitting as Prime Minister now, or the fascist Jimmy sitting over at the Swedish Democrats. So what the fuck do you want to do then? This is the weirdest thing in politics ever. So they have no vote, they have no confidence on the guy sitting now, but they don't want any of the alternatives. What the fuck are you doing?
If you don't.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, but here's the deal. Stefan Löfven, our Prime Minister, had a press conference today where he was upset. As upset you can see a Swede or the Swedish politician on TV be. No, never vote for me. If you see my name on a ballot, do not vote for me. It'll be a bad day for everyone. Just take that off the screen. He had a press conference today, and he said, this is not a proposal. We've just done, some steps, and now we, going to put this out there. But was it really worth it? Like, the left, I don't understand what they're doing. It's fucking ludicrous, right? Because they're just giving the right wingers what they want, and that's not what the left wants. So it's basically like everybody's just standing around shooting each other's foot and then shooting their own, and it's it's ludicrous. And because of the parliamentary system that we have right now, it's over such a minor thing, though, that it's not really a thing yet.
And I think
yeah.
this kind of like speaks to Brexit a bit, because because it's people being upset with one thing, right? They're upset about this one thing, so they're saying, "I'm not happy. Burn it all down." And they say, "Okay, fine, let's burn it all down. What is your backup plan?" No, burn it all down. I heard you the first time, but what is your plan for the second? Like, what is your step 2?
Yeah.
When people don't have step 2s,
Mikey, Mikey, it also reminds us about what happened with Trump and
exactly.
this Trumpism, this QAnonism, where it's like we're not happy with one thing, the one issue.
Yeah.
Let's knock it all down and start from scratch. But then you vote in somebody, or you have something that doesn't actually build up to a country,
right?
Or to a government that you need. Now, Jartan, what does this mean for all of us that are looking at this going, what is going on? Why, if you have one leader that no confidence is out, if you have a leader that is shit, as we've said, like what do we have? Why do we care?
Yeah, go ahead, Wayne, and then I'll.
Jartan, I just want, before you respond to Brenna's question, I just want to say thank you, mate, because that's the most concise and clear explanation of Swedish politics that I've ever had and heard, and you've shared with all of us. And I thank you for that, man, because we don't hear enough about individual countries in Europe. We hear about like the big ones, so to speak, your Italy's, your Germany's, your France, and all that. But for you to sort of like put that over in the way, in that clear, concise way you did, that was really enlightening. Cheers, man.
Oh, okay. I thought I was rambling a lot, but
no.
It's complicated. That's all that is. It's complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated, and that's why I feel like I'm rambling. And I'm trying to live.
It's different here in the States because we don't understand the parliamentary kind of style of doing things.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's great that we have 2 countries represented that do have parliamentary, and being able to understand that and being able to really look at it from our perspective. It's really nice to see what's going on, because I do want to know why in a positive way, why do we care about what's going on over there?
First of all, I think that you should care, because I think that you are moving into a multi-party system in the US, and I think that you will have that. I don't know why I said US, but it just came out that way.
The US.
The US. But
he's got all hurdy-gurdy on us.
Yeah. What's sort of the problem now is our way forward. So on Monday 10 a.m., there's going to be a vote in Parliament, right? If there is a vote on non-confidence, and that goes through, it has more than 175 votes in Parliament, which is a majority.
How many people are in Parliament?
Ooh, why do you ask all these questions? I know it's 175, so it should be 349. Yeah, 349 to 175 is the majority.
You only have 200 people.
Mikey demanding facts.
You only have 200 people. How the hell do you have 349 people in Parliament?
Right.
Well, we always vote 3 times, and then we have everybody's there.
You get your top 3 votes, and then there's like the bottom 3 votes.
It's basically like Pop Idol.
Basically, everybody's in Parliament.
Everyone's desk has like 14 different nameplates on it.
Yeah,
because they have to hold all the positions.
Well, then you have to have like the children have to vote as well because.
So we will have to mute Mikey now because he's spilling the beans, so we're not allowed to say this live.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
So
who brought up the
happen?
bill to make ice cream dinner? Who did this? And this is a bunch of children.
So and me. But here's the thing. So if they got 175 votes, there's two options forward. It's that the Prime Minister says we're going to have a re-election, right?
Right.
So we all go back and we vote, and then we start all over again.
So wait a minute. Who's allowed to run? Can anybody? Is it just like the election last time? So all parties can put somebody forward again?
So here's where it gets complicated. When we have a leader of a certain party, he is their candidate for prime minister. But now that we have coalitions on the right and the left, they choose one from the biggest party. So the biggest party on the right is the moderate party. So that would be Ulf Kristersson. The biggest party on the left would be the Social Democrats. So that would be Stefan Löfven, who is their prime minister candidate. Right.
Okay.
So the people. So if like, just to break it down, so the red team. So if the red team's in power right now, and they're being recalled, they can't put somebody else up. They have to support the same person.
They can change the leader of their party.
Okay.
Right. But as long as he's the leader of a party, he's their candidate for prime minister.
Okay. That makes sense.
Slightly different than what we have.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you don't become the candidate then the leader of the party. You become the leader of the party then
which qualifies you.
Which qualifies you to be.
Whereas your two-party system means that you have a load of candidates fight it out to be the leader or the representative, whereas we have parties, and then those parties go up against each other, and the leader of that party becomes de facto prime minister, and the loser becomes the leader of the opposition. So at the minute we've got Boris Johnson and Keir Starmer, but you've still got other parties like the Greens, the Lib Dems, the SNP. To be fair, the SNP are doing massive things in UK politics for independence, which is quite a worry.
Yeah. So basically, if the vote of no confidence goes through and has more than 175 votes on Monday, the Prime Minister has two choices. He can call for a re-election, or he can resign on the spot and just, hand in his resignation, which basically means that it goes back to the Speaker of the House to talk to all party leaders to find another candidate within the Parliament sitting down right now. Right? Without having a new parliamentary election, he just goes to every party leader and tries to find a coalition who can actually build a government, a sitting government. I think it's outside here.
What happened?
I think there's a cat and a dog outside them here because you're all muted. Yeah, there is. No, so last time, after the last election, it took 4 months for them to figure out who to build a minority government, right? Because they couldn't find a majority government, they had to find a minority and then find support within the other parties in Parliament.
Okay.
It took 4 months. Now we're in a global pandemic where we need our government to be in control to, help us out, tell us what to do, when to do it, and all that.
But all the infighting is not really good for trying to work that out. This is kind of like you need to be on like a war footing where it's like all these little domestic squabbles. We need to stop that. We need to direct all of our focus at this one thing, and they're not doing it. They're all. I've
had that at work a few times where people want to squabble. Like, look, I I know everyone's mad at each other, but I need everyone rowing in the same direction. Because this is like, we got a holiday coming up. I need you to stop it now. Stop it now.
Yeah.
We'll pick it up in 2 weeks. So just save your arguments for later. We'll sort it out later. Because like Wayne said, this is neither the time nor place.
Right.
And I get that the left feels like they've broken the January agreement, but they really haven't. Like, the proposition is not being put out there yet. There is no proposition. They have just looked at what alternatives do we have, which means that, you know, the way forward is quite long before the actual proposition comes before Parliament. Now, in a global pandemic, you're going to bring the government down now? So you are going to side with the fucking fascists to bring the government down now?
Did this all stem from the rent row?
The rent thing, which isn't even a proposal in front of Parliament, proposed by the government yet. It's just you know.
Seems to me like a straw man. In the sense of,
it's just an excuse.
It's the weirdest fucking thing that has happened in politics under the almost 30 years that I've been interested in politics. And now. So I'm very progressive left, but I'm not voting for those motherfuckers anymore. Like, they've lost my vote. I would rather go for the Social Democrats. The Social Democrats I don't have any confidence in them either, because as the right has moved more right and they want to stay close to center, they have moved after, as we've talked about so many times. But I would rather fucking vote for them, but somebody who, you know, pulls it down. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling about this, but I'm absolutely fucking.
No, we can see your passion, man. We can see your passion.
I'm pissed off about this.
And I hope that we after the Monday vote that we can have sort of an update on that and see what's going on, because
do an update for us on Monday.
I'll do some videos during the week to see what's going on and what our Prime Minister decided to do. I'll post that as we go. And of course, thanks for listening. And I hope if you have any questions about our weird system, just shoot them now, and or we'll just jump in the after show.
We should do like a pre-recorded video. And I'll get some like charts and graphs, and I'll make you get a dry erase board. And you're gonna have to explain how you're ridiculous.
No.
I don't know if they make them. I don't know if they make boards that big.
That's not how it works, Mikey, and you know it. We're getting Jartan a cork board and some red string
and a bunch of push pins.
Yes, and he has to.
Yeah,
and just random pictures of dead people.
Right, but we do have to wrap because we got an after show to get to, and I really need to fucking pee.
Excellent,
always important.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I've already gone.
Podcast.
Right.
I didn't want to know that.
Jartan, the trick is when you're in the kitchen, just put a bucket in front of you.
Yeah, you don't
I've been going all day.
You don't have a piss bucket?
Dude, I'm seriously working on my buoyancy over here.
Oh.
So this has been the Bin Podcast for Brenna, for Wayne, for Mikey. This has been episode 71. Can you believe it, everybody? We love you. We appreciate you. Go to www.patreon.com/TheBinPodcast. Support us if you can. Otherwise, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.
Bye.
You